Hey, oh yeah, it's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with a new album review. Today, I'm checking out the band Regional Justice Center with their album Freedom, Sweet Freedom. This band is based out of Seattle, Washington, and they are a Powerviolence band. And if you've heard of the band Military Gun, then you will know that that band is fronted by a guy named Ian something something. I'm not too sure what his name is off the top of my head right now, but I will know it more as I do more of these reviews. And he fronts that band, but also does this Powerviolence band that's been around since about 2016, 17. And when I learned that the name of the band comes from a prison out in Kent, Washington, and a lot of the songs and the overall lore of this band is based off the frontman's, you know, he's had some experiences with a family member who's gone in and out of jail and prison, I think, and so that's where the inspiration for this band and the music comes from. So it's a very interesting band to listen to because if you're an American, you can relate to a lot of some of the crazy stuff that happens here with the American justice system. The joys of freedom are definitely ringing very true and strong on this surprisingly short and sweet 13-minute record from Regional Justice Center. Without wasting any time, this band is coming in really hot with some really unhinged vocals, tight drumming, low bass tuning that just has a really good groove to it, and some really hard ass riffs. I would say one thing about this particular release is that the drumming on here is quite impressive, which is how good the drum fills are throughout this whole album, specifically on the songs Diplomatic Solution, Sweet Freedom, and Wait. The drummer is just really tight and just playing it well. And I want to play a clip of Wait for you so you can get a sense of those fills he's doing here that sound really good. Ooh, sounds so good. Also, I love how the snare drum on this album pops really well, especially on the songs Wait. And at times it can like pull back a little bit and have more of a deeper sound to it on the song Comfort Addiction. I think the drummer is doing an incredible job to just elevate this band to just sound so good, and because he's so focused and just has an unstoppable feel to him. Another unstoppable thing on this album is the vocalist here, because he has a sheer magnitude and raw energy that you're just like impressed by, which is how strong he sounds. It's not an easy task to scream as hard as he does while also enunciating his words so well that you can understand him very clearly, and some great examples of that are on the song Pariah and Diplomatic Solution. I'm going to play a clip of Diplomatic Solution so you can get a sense of like how good his vocal projection is. He sounds so clear and crisp. And I think what really helps boost his vocal performance here is the lyrics that are written here. They're all coming from a place about suffering for your freedom, so it feels like a very genuine and really raw response from the vocalist. Like when he's saying, freedom can't be gained, not if you stay the same. Freedom can't be gained if someone else decides your fate. Like, you know, you're not going to be passive when you're singing stuff like that. You're going to be putting all your raw and like raw emotions and raw talent to scream that at the top of your lungs, and it just sounds awesome. The inclusion of gang vocals also really help you know, drive home the point of, you know, suffering for your freedom. They add more gang vocals in the later part of the album, and I think all they do is just really boost the album to a whole nother level. Bass playing on this album definitely adds a lot of weight to the songs and is played very well and kind of feels a bit sophisticated in its style, especially on the songs Moral Death Sentence and Pariah. Pariah, it has the good dense and heavy weight I was talking about, and I want to play a clip of that song for you so you get a sense of that heaviness they have. That's what great. The riffs on this album are just ripping away at a blistering pace and just sound really snazzy and groovy at times, like on the song Wait. But then at times the, guitars can get a little bit more dense and menacing, like on the song Take a Step Away. So there's a good balance of that intense playing and then that more subtle, big feel on this album. Production on this album is really done well because all the different elements that aren't just the main guitars or vocals are incorporated very nicely throughout the whole album. Like on the song Curse, there's like a cool little rap interlude that creates a really weird sense of like unnervingness. And at the time of listening to this, I was like, man, I feel so unnerved, unnerving as I listened to this. And the next song was called Unnerving. So I was like, whoa, that's just freaking amazing that they're able to really invoke those feelings in me. So I gotta say, the production on this album does a really good job of balancing out that very intense playing from the band, but also creating a really interesting atmosphere that just goes really well with everything on the album. So my overall thoughts about this album are that, it feels like a very well thought out, well planned album because everything flows really well into one another in terms of songs, structure, and the intensity never really drops unless it needs to, like on some of those interludes. Like I said, everything seems really thought out, and you can tell that a lot of time and effort went into this album. And even though it's really short, it's crazy how intense and purposeful everything was done on this album. Like, it's impressive. I was blown away by just this album and everything. It just oozes so much hate and aggression, but in the best possible ways, for sure. So I would say this new album from Regional Justice Center is a good and solid 9 out of 10. Tell me what you think about this album. Links down below. Drop some suggestions, and like always, I will see you in the pit. Good things about you.